As the cheers go up, we welcome you to Nosey Road for this afternoon's derby clash with the Saints entertain Wigan. And leading the Saints out is today's matchday mascot, a proud lad, Stephen Galvin, 9 years of age. He attends Grange Valley Primary School. His hobbies are watching the Saints and also playing snooker. And his favourite players are Tony Sullivan and John Griffiths. John Griffiths not playing today. Let's hope Tony Sullivan has a good game. Big day for this young fella, Stephen Galvin, 9 years of age, out there with Shane Cooper with a head guard on. Whether Shane has got a slight injury, or obviously he's expecting a little bit of stick from the Pie Eaters. They come out now, led by Sean Edwards. I'll just go through the teams for you now. Obviously we're poo-pooed off the gantry with it being on Sky, and both myself, Ron Hoof, and John McDermott for Micron are working in conjunction together to bring you today's game. But the Saints team, David Lyon at fullback, a three-quarter line of Riley, Hunt, Loughlin and Sullivan, Rapati and Martin are the half-backs, with Dannett, Dwyer and Mann in the front row, joint pick of Anson Cooper the back three, Beavers and Harrison on the bench. The Wigan side, Aitchinson at fullback, Robinson, Mather, Connolly and a Fire in the three-quarters, Botica and Edwards, the half-back pairing, with Skerritt, Dermott and Platt in the front row, Cassidy, Farrell and Clark the back three. Phil Clark back after quite a few weeks out, with Panaper and Cowie on the bench. As I say, we're with your Saints video and Micron video for Wigan. John McDermott, my co-commentator. A healthy crowd, John, looking for a big game today.
Very good crowd, coming to see what is always one of the two great occasions of the year. Boxing Day and Good Friday. To any rugby league man, they are the matches of the season.
Yes, that's true, John. Obviously Easter time and Christmas time. Just as the match day mascot there, Stephen Galvin, heads down to the tunnel, gives a wave to the crowd as he goes. Big day for this young fella, one that I remember for a long while. He just goes there with Steve Brown from the promotions and goes to join his family for the game. We're going to kick off, playing up to the Cop end, the Eddington stand end. As I said, Christmas and Easter, they're significant for the local derbies between Wigan and Saints. Families gather together, some from different camps, obviously, to champion the favourites. But here this afternoon, looking for a good game. Wigan coming here, John, on the back of two defeats. And let's hope, as far as I'm concerned, that Saints can make it three in a row.
Well, good things come in threes, don't they? I don't think even Old Mo would predict the result of this game today, though. Both teams wanted to get back in favour with the crowds, and away they go, and Saints will get first possession.
Yes, early touches. Paul Loughlin brings it away. As we usually say, the first 10 or 15 minutes are going to be crucial, but I'm sure for the full 80 minutes there'll be battle all the way. Bernard Dwyer has possession. Shane Cooper attacking half-back onto Andy Dannett, drives it straight up the centre field. Wigan have got to lift themselves up. They've got Dean Bell in the coaching to aid John Dorry with the coaching. But Wigan penalised for offside at the play of the ball, even though it did look as though Bernard Dwyer may have knocked it forward, but he must have been harassed, according to referee Russell Smith. Saints got to get back into winning ways. Obviously disappointing defeat against Leeds in the Challenge Cup, 20 points to 8. The final score, but Saints putting the attack on now. Just outside the Wigan 20 area, it's Dannett driving up. Oh, solid tackling. Dermott, Botica and Phil Clark. Saints bring it short side. Chris Joint. Gary Connolly moves in quickly. Connolly got a loud jeer as his name was read out on the team sheet. Ex-Saint, first time here at Nosey Road since he joined the Wigan outfit. Saints move it across. Tira Patty unloads it. Solid tackling by Wigan. Referee Smith making sure Wigan are onside as George Mann drives it upfield. Last one of the sequence. Bernard Dwyer takes it blindside, chips it, chucks, she's a Wigan man, and Dwyer's in! Dwyer's in for the try, the first set of 6, and Saints come up with a score. 1 minute and 40 seconds gone on the watch. It was on the 6th tackle. Saints had moved it across. Bernard Dwyer took it on the blind side. He chipped it through. It touched a Wigan body. It bounced favourably. Bernard Dwyer followed it up, and he gets the 4-pointer. the game being on Sky, we've been poo-pooed over to the back into the press box in the main stand. Yes, Tommy Martin, he's happy with that. He goes over, shakes his fist over there like, oh, geez, I'm up to the popular side. And the Saints come away 6 points to 0 in the lead. A dream start. Dream start, 6 points to 0, but we remember in the last two games, John, in the Boxing Day 12 months ago, Saints, what was it, 41-6 after Wigan had scored first, and then here at Christmas time, Wigan scored first. Yes, didn't they? Saints scored first, I'm sorry.
Wigan scoring first, and St Helens getting 50 points at Central Park on a Good Friday.
Was that the 53-11 job, John? That's many moons ago, isn't it? But yes, in the Christmas tie, Wigan scored first, Saints scored first, and then Wigan beat us 40 points to 8. But we've got the early start we need, 6 points to 0. Give the lads the confidence. Well, not as they need any confidence. No motivation for today's match. Saints in possession, in the lead by 6-0. Bernard Dwyer onto Janet. Janet gets the ball away. Quick hand. It's onto Rapati. I think it was knocked forward. Yes. Referee Russell Smith, I think he got it right there, John, didn't he? It was knocked forward. And that'll be a scrum down and Wigan feed, and Wigan's first touch of the ball, John.
Yes, Wigan playing into an extremely strong win this afternoon. Wigan playing from left to right.
As we are viewing.
As we are viewing, so it's right to left on your screen. Edwards with it, he feeds it. Out to Bodica, Bodica bringing it back inside. Wigan trying to come down the middle. Atchison joining in, and for the first time, Wigan in possession in the Saints half. Wigan keeping it tight in the forwards, battering the way forwards, playing it very, very strongly. Wigan now 6 points behind, 2 defeats behind them, and the referee right on top of that. It's keeping a tight hold on this derby game, is giving a penalty to Wigan. It's 30 metres out, almost directly in front of the post. Wigan will kick for touch. Andy Farrell, left-footed, kicking into a strong breeze, doesn't gain a lot, just outside the 20-metre. And the referee wanting Saints back the 10 metres, as Wigan prepare to take the tap. Wigan shoulder in, well taken by stout defence. And Wigan must be trying to draw them in. They're playing one man at a time at the moment as they force their way into the 20-metre zone. They'll switch to Edwards. Edwards bringing it back inside. Wigan trying to break the way down the centre of the field. Saints defence hanging very firm, very steady at the moment. Edwards, short pass on, a five coming from the other wing, and he's nailed and down as soon as he gets the ball. Wigan finding it very hard to make progress at the moment, as Phil Clark has been off for so long, making his reappearance after the Australian Sevens and an operation. Edwards now going for the line, trying to dance his way through, and held just on the line.
Yes, John, held up on his back, but it's the last tackle of the sequence, and the turnover will be made. Alan Hunt comes in. Well, high tackle is the order of the day by Wigan. It didn't look a lot from our position, to be quite honest, but obviously we can pick that out again with a replay, can't we? David Lyon taps it, takes it over to the right side, and Lyon going through, support there, Riley sidesteps in field, Riley's got the ball's come back, it must be play on. Was it knocked by a Wigan hand? Will the tackle count be waved clean? No is the answer, but Wigan have got to get back on side, and Saints putting all the pressure on along the line. Cooper, Martin, quick hands was the order of the day, but super defence by Connolly came in and clamped the ball. Saints bring it blindside again. George Mann gives the dummy, has to take the tackle. Skerritt and Connolly quickly in, but it's Saints putting the pressure on. David Lyon was the instigator in the first place, drove it from deep in his own half, up to the Wigan 20-metre line, and Janet taking up the run-in. He straightens up, he drives it within 10 metres. It's the last tackle of the sequence. The Saints go for a drop. Martin's having a go for the one-pointer. Oh, super stuff by Martin. Pops the one-pointer over his 8th drop goal of the season. And Saints extend the lead to 7 points to 0. Wigan will kick off and Saints will get the ball back. Obviously Saints putting the pressure on John. They've got to keep the pressure on. All points are going to be valuable.
Yeah, Saints with a strong wind at the back will want to capitalise on this in the first half, get as many points on the board as they can, and they're making Wigan suffer. They're looking more alert than Wigan on attack. Wigan have been playing one-man rugby, whereas Saints have been spreading the ball and handling it well, coming hard onto it. Wigan not alert to all the moves.
Yeah, so it's Wigan that will kick off. As we say, against the breeze. Loughlin takes it up. 7-0. Could be crucial after the 80 minutes, that drop goal. There's Cooper there, gliding through. Support there from Bernard Dwyer. And Saints ripping this Wigan defence to tatters. Martin attacked in half-back, he takes it blindside onto Chris Joint. Runs out wide on both wings. He's been over here on the left, and now he's over there on the right. Martin. Cooper, quick hands, George Mann, looking for support. Oh, solid tackling, Cassidy comes in, clamps him. But Saints moving it quickly, Wigan unable to combat this just at present. Dannett, Rapati, turns back inside, unloads it. Pickavance has it now, Pickavance makes good, yeah, just losing his footing. It's very boggy on the pitch there, a lot of overnight rain. When Pickavance there took a knock, a lot of the crowd here was letting the referee know that Andy Platt and Cassidy had gone in there over enthusiastically in their opinion, but the referee is unmoved. It's the last tackle of the sequence, and Martin puts it up. It's a tester for a fire. Oh, super tackling there as Aitchinson has to take it, but Wigan now in possession.
Kick through at the play of the ball, and it's been made dead. And the referee giving Wigan a penalty for kicking out at the play of the ball, said the ball wasn't on the floor, judging by his signal, and Wigan under a tremendous amount of pressure. They're really under the caution. St Helens are hitting them with everything, and Wigan having an awful job stopping them. Wigan take the tap penalty and bat it away almost up to the 20-metre line. And Wigan know they've got a game on their hands here this afternoon. Coming tight from the play of the ball. St Helens coming in extremely quick and hard as Wigan fight their way out of the 20-metre area. And this is a hard game. Wigan made the break and the throw, and he has lost his footing. Well, the gap was almost there then. Wigan have the speed and the pace in the back, so they can make the initial break. Philip Clark being taken by three strong defenders. Cassidy screaming for a quick play of the ball. Moves it inside, Edmonds handing it on, Edmonds taking it first pass. Long pass by Wigan and they've not gone. Bad handling by Wigan, not settled down. And so it's come down almost on the halfway line. And it will be Saints to feed. 99% Saints to get it out.
Yes, Shane Cooper going in there quickly and a super tackle just on the Wigan player, just as Pickavance was dumped down here minutes earlier by some strong Wigan tackling, but the scrum of down is going to be formed. The player is being treated. I've quite a few mentions to get through today, so if I can just get one before they scrum down. Good luck to Caroline Wilson, who will be going to France for 6 months and then Germany for 6 months. A keen supporter for the last 10 years, and best wishes from all at the Saints. Obviously her mother Barbara, who works in the promotions office, so good luck to Carol, and we'll see you soon. No doubt she'll keep up with events of your Saints video. Loughlin in a big hole, Sullivan couldn't take it, the ball going into touch. Saints moved it quickly from the scrum, obviously trying to catch Wigan off guard, but Wigan moving over quickly, and Loughlin there kind of creating the gap for Sullivan, but he couldn't take it, whether he'd slightly overrun him or not. But it's going to be a scrum down. As say, Wigan feed, Edwards will feed the ball, but it's all Saints up to now. Wigan
making a substitution, Cowie coming on. I think it's Farrell who's come out, and there's trouble in the pack. They don't want to see Derby game, it may be, but tempers are going to have to be kept. Touchgood running on. He must have seen what happened on this blind side man. He was on the blind side of the scrum as well. So Wigan being sent away while the referee has a chat with his Touchgood. A lot of emotion, a lot of passion, a lot of tension between these two teams, and it's Skerritt who's been read the riot act by the referee. Russell Smith, whether he'll give him a sin bin or not, talking to him a long time. And he shows him the yellow card. So Wigan, 10 minutes to go without the big prop.
Yes, it was a penalty to the Saints, but we know what Skerritt's like, don't we? He's easily wound up, and no doubt I'm sure the Saints can accommodate him. And if he can't take it, well, he's going to be in the sin bin, as he is. If he's not careful, he could be off for the full match, but it's all part and parcel. It makes the hairs stand up on the back of your neck, John, this game, doesn't it? You know, you look forward to this.
It's great to watch it from up here. I wouldn't like to be down there in the middle of that lot when the fists were going then.
Oh, there's no danger about that, John. But Tommy Martin looking to add an extra couple, well, the ball, the heavy wind, as you can say, looking to add an extra couple of points. Saints down, beg your pardon, Wigan down to 12 men for the next 10 minutes. We'll see if Tommy Martin can convert this penalty into points. Anthony Sullivan there, well, Bernard Dwyer stepping up. Dwyer will hold it. Difficult kicking conditions, but obviously Saints have got to amass, John, as many points as they can in the first half, using the wind.
First half, yes, they've got to use this wind in the first half. And it makes Wigan's stats call how much harder as he hits it, he strikes it. And a great roar from the crowd, but it goes wide.
Well, unlucky there, but the ball has gone dead. Saints will receive the ball back, John, from the dropout. The score still remains at 7 points to 0, and we've had 15 pulsating minutes of this Easter time derby. The second part, obviously, on Monday at Norton Park, and the Widnesians, the Chemics, entertain the Saints. Botica drops it out. Loughlin comes up with it, drives it blindside. Connolly quickly in, lying on by Phil Clark. Cooper out to Chris Joynt, solid tackling again. Cassidy in along with Dermot and Andy Platt for Connolly. Well, an awkward ball that was to George Mann, but picked up by Wigan, and it's Cassidy that has possession, John.
Dead centre of the field then. Edwards first man, moving it out. Saints are in quickly, smothering Wigan before they can get moving. They're defending extremely well. Philip Clark now trying to make a gap. There's none there. A lot of booing from the crowd. The crowd are seeing things that the referee's not seeing, and the referee's seen that, and he said they tried to steal the ball, and so it's a penalty to Wigan. Kicking into this wind, they probably decide to take the tap from there. I think he might have a job finding touch to recognise kicker at the moment, Farrell. And Wigan decided they're going to take the tap. Botica lined it up to kick for touch, and then decided he'd run it out. Wigan playing this very tight round the ropes. It's one man at a time. Saints defence having no problem at all holding these tattles. Philip Clark now going through, Anthony. Wigan are going to score. Edwards is underneath the post. Philip Clark back after that long layout brings Wigan right back into this game. Wigan looks into it, keeping it tight and trying to play the ball. Weren't spreading it out at all, and suddenly Philip Clark, who's been missed very badly since he came back from the Australian 7, made the first crack in the St Helens defence, and Edwards, as ever, the great shadow beside, he always seemed to know when the break is going to be made, and he was right at his shoulder to take the pass, and from that distance nobody's going to catch him. Botica then coming up, makes no mistake, he's automaton, robot-like with his kicking, bangs it over. Well, that puts a fresh complexion on it again, Ronnie.
Well, it certainly does, John, and you'll have to keep your candid comments to yourself. Just as you were saying, the Saints defence was holding him, and then Clark broke through and slipped it to Edwards.
And the kiss of death on many.
Yes, but anyway, that's it. It puts just that drop goal separating the sides. All on, back to square one.
Wigan then on their own try line. coming hard and straight. And making the break. That was powerful running by Wigan. Fire behind the play of the ball. He's not the best man to be there. Saints now. They had so much of the game against Leeds and didn't win. And now Wigan deciding that they're going to come in and keeping the ball alive. Referee lets it go. Wigan trying to dance their way around. Wigan with a lot more life in them now. They've lost possession. Ball's floating about. The referee says play on. Wigan rather fortunate to get that ball there as it had gone loose. And this is a hard, tough, bruising game of rugby. There's no quarter being asked for and none being given. Both these sides battering away at each other. And there's a ooh from the crowd. Referee right on top of the tackle, going to give it. Wigan will want to hang on to this. They've done very well to pull back 6 points with a man short with Skerritov, and Wigan get the tap penalty on the halfway line. Another big, strong, converted second row forward to centre. Wigan moving onto the ball better in this stage of the game. They're a bit sluggish in the early stages, but now Dermot getting them going to Robinson, who's gone inside. Robinson trying to put his head down, trying to ball his way through. Wigan surging now relentlessly down the field, and they kept it tight among the forwards, and they forced their way over the 20-metre line. Ground bathed in sunshine as Edwards tried to get it out to the left. 5 tackles gone, says Russell Smith. We can use a little ploy here. Edwards holding it, puts an overhead kick in. It's in the in goal there. They're going to have to knock it dead, and dead it goes. They'll drop out from underneath the post, and Wigan with the chance of another 6 tackles. And Wigan caught on that. That's clever play there by Saints. They did well there. Just took the 10 yards and got possession.
Yes, Super Cooper in the business there, read it perfectly, and he's the linchpin. Obviously you've heard me raving about him probably week in and week out, but it's George Mann making the yardage. Excellent play, caught Wigan on the hop there, and it gives Saints possession just after they'd weathered the storm of Wigan with Sean Edwards chipping the ball up, putting pressure on the Saints. It's Bernard Dwyer moving up quickly. Well, the ball reaped out by Cowie and Connolly. They're in at the action there, reaping out. John McDermott says it was foolish. We know it was foolish, but they do it. They all do it, don't they, John?
Yes, they should know better. It only gives them extra advantage to the non-offending side, and there was no doubt the ball was stolen.
So Bernard Dwyer restarts 30 metres from the Wigan line. Sullivan comes in field. Well, he's upended there. Dermott and Cowie. A penalty awarded for Cowie holding down, and he doesn't like it, Cowie, but he's got to lump it. I think Kent Walton would be proud of that in wrestling, wouldn't he, John? Looked like a crutch holder, and he bounced him down. But John Harrison there, John Harrison, the one with John on the touchline, looking to be introduced for the Saints as Tommy Martin is going to take the kick. As I said, just one, John.
Well, you're doing your right, you know, a little bit of talking. Saints, having it all they've got. But Wigan fought the way back there, clawed the way in after they were absolutely swamped in the early moments. Saints playing good football, and Wigan very shaky, but they've come back into it, and 2 very silly penalties, stealing the ball and then lying on, gives Martin a chance, he bangs away at it, and he's missed it, and that's a let-off for Wigan. However, Saints should regain possession.
Yes, Saints good, but they bring George Mann off, just as they did last week. 22 minutes gone, and George Mann going to be brought off, and John Harrison is going to be introduced. But John Harrison on, George Mann off. Wigan kick it low. David Lyon comes up with possession. David Lyon's dad, Jeff, in charge of the academy side here at Nosey Road. Once with the Wigan outfit in the late 50s and 60s. There against the Saints at Wembley in 61. It's Andy Dannett in possession. Shane Cooper onto Loughlin, comes in field. Saints get it back on now. Wigan back to a full complement. But as John McDermott said, Wigan hit back. They scored when they had 12 men against the Saints 13. Finally poised at 7-6. Martin chips it through, putting pressure on Aitchison and a fire. Oh, solid tackling by the Saints. Try to force the man over the in-goal line, but they can't do so. It's a fire now. Slips on the...
Aitchison took it well on his own line and fire ran it out. Now Robinson joining in, taking the weight off his forwards. Every yard of territory having to be paid for with effort and strength and power. Wigan fighting the way forward, trying to clear the 20-metre area. And they brought the ball away well, but down they go in the fifth tattle. Wind is again for kicking. But Edwards puts in a short one behind the defence, and it's well covered.
Yes, well covered there. Saints up with possession. Mike Riley comes in. David Lyon at dummy half. Tira Patty driving it downfield. Bernard Dwyer at dummy half, and Saints move it over to the right as we are viewing. Obviously, they left as you are viewing. Yeah, we may have a bit of difficulty with this, but I hope you bear with us. Right. John Harrison driving it through. Even the best of us make mistakes, don't they, John?
We're all right, we don't know our left from our right.
But it's Cooper now. The ball gone back. Saints still keep it moving. The ball allowed to carry on. The play allowed to carry on, and that's right, because the ball did go back. The last tackle of the sequence. Saints move it infield. Martin chips it high. A fire coming in for it. Alan Hunt's in there as well. Did it touch a fire? It did. It's all on. It's back to one. And Riley has possession for the Saints. Another by Wigan. And let's hope the Saints can make them pay for it. Kicking out at the play the ball. Penalty for the Saints. John again, just as Cooper got penalised here. Was it Edwards that was at fault there?
Yeah, indiscipline. Shouldn't give away that sort of penalty. Wigan clinging on now in this first half against the wind. They should be. That's 3 penalties they've given away. Saints haven't managed to turn them into points, but it's got them in a good attacking position, and Park putting a tremendous amount of pressure on the Wigan defenders.
It's Tommy Martin now, perhaps from his best side, a left-footed kicker. I'll just get on a bit with a couple more mentions if I can. Happy 18th birthday to Lee Axon for tomorrow, the 2nd of April. Love from Mum and Tony, and also all on your Saints video, and even John McDermott will wish you happy birthday as well. And Lee is one of the programme... Yes, Pastoral Joys, Deep Joy. One of the programme sellers here is Lee, so happy birthday to Lee Axon. And have a... Well, Tommy Martin just stepping up, see if he can pop this one over. Is it a better one this time? It is! 2 points between the sticks there. The 26th minute, and Tommy Martin tags his second goal of the afternoon and gives the Saints a 3-point cushion now, Joe.
Yes, Wigan gave away several penalties in the last 10 minutes or so, having fought their way back into the game, and playing into this wind, of course, it really is very foolish on Nari to kick off once more. Possession again to the Saints. Saints should be more points on the board, and here they come with an awkward one along the deck, and Saints take it well.
Yes, Cooper snaps it up. Cassidy quickly in along there with Neil Cowie. The ball's knocked forward. Shane Cooper doesn't like it. He's saying the ball was knocked out, but referee Russell Smith, I suppose, ideally positioned, and Saints going to introduce another substitution. Phil Beaver's coming on to replace Chris Joynt. Well, it's strange, Chris Joynt coming up, whether it's a blood bin or whether it is a proper substitute, John, but Wigan have possession.
Wigan now turning on the attack as they drive into the 20-metre area. Philip Clark, who caused the damage last time, this time well taken by the defenders. Wigan lined out deeply, and Wigan have knocked on from behind to play the ball. And the touch have just come on. There's a lot of tension among these players, a lot of pressure on them. Both sides fighting to get back. Wigan wanting the championship, Saints wanting to recover from the great disappointment at having been knocked out of the challenge, out of the cup in the semi-final by Leeds. And this could look to it, if it could well be a penalty. Saints being spoken to. Gannett Referee having a word with him whether Wigan can kick a goal into this win from here. 15 metres in from the Wigan right-hand touchline as Botica looks at the post. Connolly going back. Atchison going deep in case there's to be a swift counter-attack from St Helens. He'll have a job, if he doesn't kick it, he'll have a job making it go dead, keeping it to the teeth of this gale. Wigan have been caught napping once or twice with smart moves from Saints. A drop out under the post and Wigan expecting it to go belting down the field. Cooper took a short one, it just cleared the 10-metre line, so they regained possession instead of giving it back to Wigan. Beavers has come on in place of Jock. And sorry, Pickabats. He switched the numbers round, so Beavers a bit of an old head and experienced player. These goal kicks, these penalty kicks taking a lot of time. Both sides having to get somebody to hold the ball, which doesn't make things any easier for the kicker. Both sides are suffering from it because the wind's affecting both teams. Botica hits it and he misses, it goes wide. Shortly back to the 20 metres. Goal kicking under these conditions, very, very difficult. Tommy Martin missed a couple, Botica missed one. Ones that they would normally backheel over, and there's a deep one, that's a long deep kick. Philip Clark is there, takes it cleanly in his own 20-metre area. That's gained a lot of ground for St Helens. Wigan now with Martin afire behind to play the ball, decides he'll run it, but he only runs cross field, doesn't gain an inch. Martin afire, not a specialist attacked in half-back, and indecision by Wigan. Feet go from underneath them, not organised there behind to play the ball, and Edwards, who knows what to do, hands it on, and it's head down and back and put your shoulder in, scatter everybody in front of you, but they're not for being scattered, the Saints today, giving nothing. Lovely dummy from Edwards, and another one, takes it up to the halfway line, he goes down in the fifth tackle, Martin Dermott whips it back, lining up for the kick, and it's an awkward one. Saints take it.
Yes, Lyon takes it comfortably. Botica put it through. He put it through low, obviously trying to force an error off the Saints, but Lyon took it well. Saints back in possession. Tirapati, centre field. 15 metres from the halfway line. Big John Harrison. That was his way forward. Eric Hughes again, probably spelling the forwards. Both Pickabants and George Mann have been replaced. And just Joint running out wide, and they put number 11 up there before. I thought there must have been something wrong with Joint, but it was the wrong number. Beavers out to Alan Hunt, 2-1 on Hunt, out to Riley, comes back in field. Good yardage from Riley, drives again. Edwards is there to tidy him up. And also is Cassidy, but it's Saints again on the last tackle. Martin going for the drop goal, but it's a flapper. Obviously the idea was right, he had to take it on the run, try to put pressure on Wigan, but it's the sixth tackle, the turnover, and Wigan will restart from the centre of the 20-metre line.
Wigan, I would imagine, be happy if they can go in with this score as we come into the last 7 minutes of this half. Wigan will be quite happy to go in 3 points behind. They decide playing it safe and playing it very steady, very cagey. Carry a bit tight. Wigan, having brought Farrell off, he seems to have got hurt in the tackle earlier on when he lost the ball. Wigan going away from behind to play the ball. And grovel the way up, grinding the way forward, up to the halfway line, nothing spectacular. But solid stuff as they take it over the halfway line. And Wigan will hold back and have lost possession, and Saints have it.
Yeah, it's good tackling there by Chris Joint, I think it was, that came in to force the man. Edwards, I think it was, that lost possession, and I think it was Dwyer that picked it up, but it's Loughlin driving through. Connolly meets him. Saints back in possession, looking hungry for more points, and essential that they get points. Beavers, Rapati, oh, good ball onto Alan Hunt, but a good tackle. The ball's come loose and it's gone forward. Yes, Obviously, Wigan, they need the points, John, to clinch the title again. Saints need the points to keep up the challenge for the top 8 and the Premiership, and obviously we are the Premiership holders, John. I'd just like to remind you of that, beating Wigan last season.
You are the Premiership holders, you beat the champions in the play. Not that Ronnie and I ever disagree on anything. A little matter of local pride as Wigan, shape of Edwards, turn it back down the middle. Saints holding them. Wigan have found it difficult to make breaks. Have been going in hard and they've been hit hard and been losing the ball from time to time as a result. And Skerritt bounced back to the delight of the Saints supporters. To Philip Clark going around the other side. Clark making the break. Looking fit and sharp, Philip Clark, as he goes down in the fifth tackle, and Edwards puts a grubber kick in, which is covered.
Yes, Lyon takes it well. Good work there by Clark. He drove through, and then Edwards, who put it down the blind side. Wigan followed it up, but Saints weathered the storm, and now it's Tony Sullivan coming off the left wing, coming in field. Dwyer at dummy half, as usual, and Dwyer comes away. Good yardage, 10 metres further towards the Wigan line, even though Saints are entrenched 30 metres from their own line. The tackling, Cowie and Platt moving quickly. Martin with the kick downfield, bounces it once, falls into touch. A scrum down will be formed with a Wigan feed. 10 metres inside the Wigan half, still a tightly contested game. 5 minutes to the interval, John. 9 points to 6, still the score. And let's hope, as far as I'm concerned, Saints can get points on the board in this first half before we can get the wind in the second half.
I thought Saints would have used the wind a little more in this half, but, as they did against Leeds on Saturday. They whipped the ball across the field, but they put in very little kicking indeed. And, on a day like today, tactical kicking is so important, and the heads go down, Edwards to feed. And Edwards to get it out, moves it inside, did well to take that one, did a little switch round to play the ball. And great running, great shouts from the Saints spectators as Connolly makes a run. The man who left St Helens, Wigan fighting the way forward over the halfway line, dead centre of the field. Wigan switching it to play the ball, Edwards holding it, turning back inside. I think Wigan quite happy to hang on to what they have in these dying minutes of the first half, going through from the play the ball, stuffed up the jumpers. Quick play the ball and Dermot making the break, looking for support. Sends a long pass out, now they're trying to go through, and he's well taken and put down in the fifth tackle. Wigan into the wing, what ploy will they use here as Clark gets it to Edwards. Edwards and down, Wigan keeping the ball moving, and the ball is thrown into touch.
Yes, trying to keep it going, Wigan obviously keep the quick hands, John, but the final pass going astray. That was on the sixth tackle, and Saints will restart.
Can't bunch Wigan up.
Big John Harrison forces his way down, Connolly comes in, yes, big cheers and jeers as Connolly took the ball before from an impartial Saints crowd. Beavers Bernard Dwyer now at acting halfback. He keeps it going as Dannett comes in. Solid tackling, Skerritt in along with Andy Platt. Chris Joint powering his way down. Tries from the popular side for a high tackle, but the referee said it was round the shoulder. Dwyer takes it blindside onto Alan Hunt. Hunt makes good yardage, a fire comes in quickly, along with Sean Edwards there and Andy Platt. Last tackle of the sequence. Down to Tommy Martin, he puts a tester. Saints will follow it up. Aitchinson's underneath it, and he takes it cleanly.
A bomb, took it in the end goal area, flung out quickly, Wigan take the tap. Robertson's up there to give support and gains a good 10 metres of territory. A fire, following it up, a fire decides he's going to have a run, he's running wide, trying to go through, and they're not the 10 yards back, they're offside, so Wigan get a penalty of it. In the last minutes, Edwards stabs it into touch, just inside the Saints half. Dermot quickly onto it, Wigan battering the way forward. Kelvin Skerritt dragging them with him. Powerful man as he takes them on. Edwards waiting for a pass. And it's to Edwards it goes. He has Clark with it, on to Clark. Clark, short one on to Cowie. Cowie well taken, snuffed out. Still on his feet, gets the ball moving. Wigan turning on the attack. But Saints are in the Wigan line, and Saints and Wigan have knocked on and given it to Saints.
Yes, Cooper has it. Cooper brings in Riley. Mather there, he just couldn't control it. Tried to spread it quickly. Good work centre field by the forwards. But the touch judge on the far side, obviously for an infringement. Must have been a knock on. Both packs there. Referee Russell Smith just explaining himself. Bringing Skerritt out again. And Dannett. So obviously a little bit of hanky-panky, a little bit of jiggery-pokery. Friendly rivalry, as we call it, John.
Giving each other an Easter egg.
Yes, maybe so.
Swapping Easter eggs.
But Dannett and Skerritt.
Who's he giving the pudding?
He's giving the head and feed to Wigan, John.
So it's my turn then. Edwards with it. Hands it on. Bodica. Short one. Connolly sees the gap. He's streaking for the line. Out to Robinson. Robinson has to juggle with the ball. And he takes his second attempt. Well, he could have got that after him straight away. That was a beautiful clean break by Connolly. That will upset his St Helens friends. Wigan on to Edwards. Edwards doing the run around. Wigan trying to batter the way down the middle and the held. In these 9 minutes of the first half, Wigan turning it on. They're forced back inside. They were too close together. Nearly gave away an obstruction then, but he's sensibly turned back inside. Wigan trying to force it down that Wigan left wing, trying to get it out to flying a flyer. 10 metres out, Wigan hot on the attack in these last seconds of the first half. Long one out to Edwards. Edwards moving it across. And good tackling, snuffs Wigan out. In the fifth tackle, right in front of the post. Are they going to try a drop goal? Edwards holding it. Long pass out to Robinson. Robinson drops it backwards. Now the referee said he didn't drop it backwards, and it's on the last tackle.
Well, it looked as though he'd come back to me, John, from our angle, but obviously the referee didn't think so. He's ruled the sixth tackle and it's the changeover. But as Wigan were pressing there, when they was doing the loop movement, there was a clear forward pass that the referee didn't pick up. And Edwards and Bottican, I think it was. But Saints in possession. Dannett driving it down. Real big crowd here. Just a few empty spaces. As Saints move it outside their own 20-metre area. Dwyer attacked in half-back. 1.5 minutes of stoppage time have been played. 9 points to 6 to score. John Harrison driving it down, releases it, Beavers. Tommy Martin loops round. Oh, but good tackling there by Connolly, he did well. Closed him down as Saints was spreading the ball. Last one of the sequence. Rapati gets it away under pressure. Aitchison takes it cleanly.
Aitchison running it out straight down the field. Running into the defenders, but he's quite happy to keep possession. Wigan with this full set of tackles to come, coming round the narrow side. Robinson going, driving in, Connolly waiting at first pass. And it's Connolly who takes it, running at them, running at the defenders, they can't put him down. Good running by Connolly, wanted to play it quickly, his feet were held. Edwards now decides he's going to dance his way through, gets up to Lyon, and Lyon takes him. Wigan still trying to get points on the ball before half-time as they move it out to their left. And that was well taken off his toes. Not a particularly good pass. He picked it up very well, picked it up neatly. Wigan now coming into this game an awful lot more. Little grubber kick comes through, it's bouncing awkwardly and well taken, and good counter-attacking here, but Wigan come in.
Yes, and a astute kick by Botticar. Well taken by Lyon, but he's picked a knock up there. Deep into injury time, nearly 3 minutes of stoppage time we've had, John. But Wigan putting pressure on the Saints, bringing the ball across. From the left to the right, as we are viewing, obviously right to the left as you were viewing. And David Lyon took a knock. The ball's been taken away and Tony Sullivan now has possession. Cowie quickly in along with Andy Platt. John Harrison, well, there's the half-time hooter. Tightly contested game, 9 points to 6, the half-time score. Bernard Dwyer with a try in the second minute before Wigan had even touched the ball. Martin converted it, 6-0 up. Then 6 minutes later, a Martin drop goal made it 7 points to nil. But then, with Wigan, with Skerritt in the sin bin, they came back, and in the 16th minute, Edwards scored a try. Bottiger goaled it right in front of the sticks, and then 26 minutes had elapsed, and Martin tagged the extra goal on, making it 9 points to 6. So half-time here at Nosey Road in this traditional derby. It's Saints 9, Wigan 6. Before I sign off, if I can just give a belated birthday wish to Sue Brown for the 18th of March. She's 21 again. Now, Sue is the wife of Steve Brown out of promotions. She's not here today due to an attack of the trots, unfortunately. But all I said to you, Sue, try a bit of gravy browning, Sue. It won't stop it, but it'll thicken it. But anyway, best wishes, hope for a speedy recovery, and we'll see you soon. So half-time here from Nosey Road. It's Saints 9, Wigan 6. Back with you now for the second half of this pulsating Eastertide clash. I'll start off with a mention. Congratulations to Claire and Christopher Tyrer on the birth of their first child, Nicola, born the 11th of March. They're both staunch Saints supporters. Claire only missed the Wakefield match due to the birth, so that's not bad going, is it? Anyway, best wishes from Auntie Margaret and Auntie May, all on the Saints video, even John McDermott, and so congratulations to Claire and Christopher Tyrer on the birth of their first child, Nicola.
Well, she didn't have to give birth in the open seat. Do it in the closed seat and not when the match is on. I got in trouble.
But not bad planning, John. Only missed one match. Anyway, congratulations on the birth there. But we're ready for this second half, John. Wigan with the strong wind, and hopefully they'll use it to their advantage. I know you feel that Saints haven't used it fully in the first 40 minutes.
No, I feel that Saints with plenty of possession and used it well, but I don't think they took tactical advantage of the wind, and they made it hard. But they moved the ball about very sweetly. But so it's Saints from right to left, as you were looking at the picture, to kick off down to the top end of the ground. Where they go, no one, bounces awkwardly, trapped 10 metres out. Wigan then head down and bash forwards, clearing the danger area. These opening minutes with the wind behind them will find it a lot easier running. Edwards probably getting set up for his kicking game. 30 metres out as Saints come in, smothering Wigan. Wigan playing it tight round the play the ball as it goes to Edwards. Here's Edwards using the kick behind the defence, but there's plenty of cover there to take it.
Yes, Sullivan takes it comfortably, but that's right. John Edwards is going to use this to full advantage. Oh, Sullivan goes up centre, and Cowie hacks him to the ground there. Referee Russell Smith right on the job. He's saying it was a high tackle, and the penalty will be to the Saints. That's only 50 seconds gone of the second half. David Lyon kicks it over to the Popular side. About 5 metres inside the Wigan half. Bernard Dwyer looking to restart. John Harrison comes infield. Cowie in there again with the tackling. Also Philip Clark, I think, is there as well. Dwyer taken down, Saints move it back as Tirapati works the criss-cross move, and Chris Joint comes in on the opposite diagonal, but Wigan, they're up to it there. Cowie's in, along with Mather. There's Skerritt. But anyway, Saints keeping it going. Shane Cooper, support there from Tommy Martin. A long pass, a lofted pass I should say, over to Riley. Riley comes in field, the fire's taking him down. Saints keep it going. Wigan are urged to get back on side. It's essential that Saints get early points. Quick hands. Oh, vicious tackle there. Well, attempted tackle from Cassidy as he came in. Martin with a drop goal. Oh, waved away. Obviously, Saints trying to put pressure on Wigan, but the drop goal attempt waved away, and Wigan will restart from the centre of the 20, John.
Wigan bunched very much in the middle of the field. There's no one out on the Wigan right wing. As the forwards decide they're going to play it in the pack. And a penalty against Wigan had to play the ball. Not playing it correctly, straight in front of the sticks, Ronnie. They should get this.
Well, he does it regular, John, doesn't he, Skerritt? He does it every week and gets away with it. He's been penalised this time. The referee's right on the job. It's going to be 2 points. It's against the breeze, John, but it's there. You've got to get up. Well, you're supposed to get up. We know the referees let a lot go, John, don't they, at the scrums and the play the balls. Martin is going to be asked to put the extra 2 on. They could be crucial. 9 points to 6. Another 2 wouldn't go amiss, would they? Well, Martin's lining up. I think I've got the last of my mentions. A belated happy birthday mention to Danny Proudfoot for last Saturday. That's from Si, Mully and Mark. Tommy Martin, 30 metres out, John. As you said, more or less centre field against the breeze. But no reason why he shouldn't pop it between. Still having difficulty positioning the ball. Bernard Dwyer will step up again. Another unforced error. Wigan, they could be made to pay for that mistake, John.
Very careless that. There's no reason why they should play the ball properly. And so, having missed that.
Yes, he's missed it. It's gone over to the right of the sticks. Wigan will drop out from the centre of the 20-metre line, and Saints will get back ball possession. Portico will drop it out. Tirapati is underneath it, takes it comfortably. He drives it up. But Tirapati creating havoc in the Wigan defence. Running sideways, but then straightens up. Dwyer again, he brings it blindside. Joint's with him, but Dwyer inside to Joint now. Joint looking for support. Loughlin was there, but well, pushed off up to play the ball. Should have been a penalty that to the Saints, but it goes now to Phil Beavers. Brings inside Alan Hunt, oh, just taken down by the ankles. Solid tackling from Cassidy and Botica. Cooper leading the charge. Good ball to Harrison. Long ball out, Saints with an overlap if they can use it. Loughlin comes in field. Still stood in the tackle. Wigan urged to get back on side. Saints putting the pressure on them. Along the line, Cooper. Cut out ball to Beavers. Oh, couldn't take it. Awkward ball there, but well picked up by Mather.
Well, this half started like the beginning of the game with it all said. Now Fire try another run from the play the ball, doesn't get there. Mather decides he's going to play it, and Wigan grovelling the way forward, a metre at a time, as Dermot says. Let's get moving. He gets it on to Edwards. Cowie not going to pass. Wigan coming away quickly now from the play the ball. Little bit of indecision as to what they were going to do, and the push across the field by Saints, who move up quickly. Several Wigan players lying in an offside position as Edwards takes a kick, lifts it high in the air for Riley. Riley takes it on his 20-metre line, running hard at the Wigan defender, and he's got away from him. Great running by Riley, and eventually he's down.
Yes, good break from Mike Riley. Edwards kicks out at the ball. The tackle count should be waved clean. It is, but Saints keep it going. Cooper on to Loughlin. Oh, couldn't take it, Sullivan. An awkward ball again. Saints moved it quickly, but good work from Riley on the right wing, but unfortunately Sullivan couldn't take it on the left wing. The ball being knocked forward, a scrum down. It's going to be Wigan head and ball, John.
Well, I don't know what Saints took at half-time, but they've come out full of fire, full of ginger, and Wigan not really getting into the game. It's Botica trying to make a break from the scrum. Edwards coming over, and if Wigan get the penalty, holding down in the tackle, says the referee, and we have penalty to Wigan. 10 metres inside their own half and the wing behind them, and Botica makes a long kick in ropes, deep up to the 20-metre line, so Wigan in possession for the first time in this second half with a chance to turn it on, and it's head down and Bash are going to get pushed over the touchline, and that's bad play by Wigan. They got at all from that penalty. Not one play the ball out of it and forced over the touchline. Very poor tactics.
Yes, poor tactics, John, but excellent tackling by the Saints. Harrison in there as well with Loughlin, yes. Did the business, there's no danger. Possession now. Both coaches here, John Dorry and Eric Hughes for the Saints, with their half-time team talk. Was Dannett gives it out to Dwyer. He makes good yardage. Saints want to quick play the ball. Beavers at dummy half. Chris Joint trying his diagonal run. Edwards hacks him down there along with Dermott. Now it's Dannett up the middle, brings him down on the centre spot. Last one of the sequence now, Rapati at dummy half. Out to Martin. Puts one in for the corner. Will it be too deep? Well, it's bouncing up. It's still bobbling. We're going to have to play it in the in-goal area. And Robinson just gets out of jail.
Well followed up that. Wigan pinned down now on their own line. And coming round very quickly out to play the ball. Wigan players still ambling back into take up the positions. Eventually they managed to fight the way forward 10 metres. It's all Saints in these opening minutes. Wigan now moving it in their own 20-metre area and just get up, go down in the fifth tackle on the 20-metre line. Edwards not ready for the kick, and there's a long speculative kick through to Lyon.
Lyon fields it, just juggles with it a little bit, but gathers it, drives up the left flank. Sullivan comes in field. Sullivan pushes out the first line of defence, makes a further 5 metres. Cowie marks him up along with Andy Platt, who had completed the tackle. Now it's Harrison, he straightens up. Gary Connolly in there, along with Skerritt. Dwyer turns it infield. The popular side erupt there. It's a tremendous atmosphere when you're commentating under the popular side. They're on the gantry, but they're in here in the stand and obviously not as vocal. Still get the same emotion, but they don't, they're not as emotional. Last tackle of the sequence. Cooper on to Tirapati. It's knocked down by Botica. It hacked forward, will Botica gather it? He does, he turns it in field to Mather. Oh, Fire had overrun him, but Botica, it's back to him, and he's well taken down. So good cover defence by the Saints, but Wigan in possession.
Wigan quickly, Wigan now turning on the attack as Edwards sends a long wide ball out to the right, to the Wigan right, and Wigan have lost territory there as they move the ball across the field. Wigan almost in there, they could have kept that ball moving on to a 5, but now Wigan forcing it down their right wing. And Saints coming in hard, hanging on in tight in defence. Wigan now spreading it across the field. Edwards, a short one. Saints spotted it. Out to Edwards, Edwards moving it on. Wigan quick handling. Out to a fire with a run for the line, turns it inside. And Wigan are held in the fifth tackle, 15 metres out. Edwards going on his own, looking for support, keeping it moving. A high kick going out to the wing, which wingman's going to get it? And it's knocked over the dead ball line.
Yes, good pressure there by Wigan, John.
Under the post, and it's under the post. It must have been Saints who made it dead. Robinson was under that very quickly, couldn't take it cleanly. So Wigan now with the chance to turn the screw with another 6 tackles, with Saints to kick out from underneath the post into this very, very strong wind, and it's hanging in the air and into touch, so it will be Wigan to feed.
Panaper has come on, John, replacing Mick Cassidy.
Cassidy going off, Panaper coming on, perhaps spelling the players. Wigan with both the original second rows off then, as Edwards comes over just outside the Saints 20 metres. Saints line very flat, Wigan out deep, of course, expecting possession. Wigan moving it out, and coming straight onto it now, but there's no way through, good tackling. Wigan crashing the way over the 20-metre line, Saints hanging on for dear life. Still 3 points in it. Bannifer getting into the game. Edwards waiting first pass, and it's to Edwards it goes. Edwards handing it on, doing the run around. Connolly trying to go through, stumbles out to a fire, going for the corner, and his touch flag goes up. The flag goes up a yard short. A fire got over, but he's brought back for the foot into touch.
He's given a high tackle, John, by Alan Hunt on a fire.
Wigan got a penalty for a tackle, got a penalty, a yard out. Now will they go for goal? It's a long, long one. Only just in from the touchline. Wigan decide they'll go for the 2 points. High tackle, give on a fire. Wigan almost in at the corner there. Edwards screaming at his team, wanting to get on with the game, gets stuck into it. Shouting for the sand, he's in a hurry to get on. Every second counting. Wigan 3 points behind, 9 points to 6. A quarter of an hour or so gone in this second half. Boddicker with an extremely difficult kick to take. It's only a metre in from the touch line. On the 20-metre line. He has the wind with him, which he should be able to make it dead, so if he doesn't get it, Wigan should regain possession, but he'd probably prefer the 2 points. He comes up, he hits it, and it looks a good one, and it is a good one. There's 1 point in it then. The drop kick specialists will be coming into their own soon as the score goes to 9 points to 8. And Saints, who'd attacked for most of this game, nothing to this half, nothing to show for it. Wigan make one splurge down the field and get 1 point from it, making it now Saints 9, Wigan 8. As Saints prepare to restart. Along the floor. Oh, Wigan, we're fighting hard to get into this game, and good tackling puts them down. Ball tight from behind to play the ball. Bannifer, play anywhere, Bannifer.
Cassidy.
And Wigan have not gone in their own 20 metres. Curless play.
Yes, John, curless play. Andy Platt, I think it was, and you wouldn't expect that of him, would you? But he just lost control. He was looking at the man coming in. It's going to be St. Ted ball. Just in the lead by that 1 point, and Wigan penalised for offside. More or less in front of the sticks. Rapati. He went up there as if he was going to play it quickly. He has done now. Saints electing to run it. Chris Joint.
That might have been a mistake.
Running for that top corner. Well, it may have been a mistake, John, as you say. Could have gone for the 2 points, but Saints must feel obviously a 6 points are a begging. Shane Cooper leading his troops. Wigan fortunate at this bottom end to get the penalty. I felt that there was a slight obstruction and also a forward pass in the movement. Saints overrun it. Alan Hunt comes up with it. Hunt goes midfield. Not seen a lot of Alan Hunt in the right centre position. But it's still in possession. Bernard Dwyer, John Harrison makes the good yardage, turns it back inside. Saints keep it going. Cooper onto Rapati in a space. Overlap. Lachlan. Sullivan. Oh, beg your pardon. Lachlan had come over. I was just associating Lachlan with Sullivan. But Riley couldn't take it, but the Wigan player gone down, took a knock. Lachlan called straight away for the referee for his attention. But the Wigan player down there injured. He's going to be receiving treatment. The lads want to get on with the ball and Wigan back in possession.
Well, shouldn't say I told you so, but he did take the wrong option. They would have had those 2 points. They played out the 6 tackles, nothing came of it. And so it's Wigan's turn to do the grafting. Trying to bring it away from the play of the ball and Saints pinning them down on the 20-metre line. Wigan coming down the narrow side up to Aitchison. Aitchison fighting for yardage. Goes down in the 5th tackle. Onto Edwards. Edwards going to put the kick in. He's going to get caught. Managed to flick that nicely. Little grubber kick snatched up. Wigan keeping it going. Good backing up. Good running. kick through to the line. This could be dangerous. It's a race in the in-goal area. Saints are going to get there first and make it dead. Wigan did well there. Edwards flicked that ball away when there seemed nothing on at all, and hacking the ball on. More by good luck than good management. Put Saints into a lot of trouble.
Well, I think that was super play, John. Yeah. They kept the ball going. They just happened to be somebody there. They flipped it back. Saints under pressure. They've got to drop out now.
Now Saints have to drop out, give it to Wigan, and Saints making another substitution. Harrison going off. I can't see who's coming on at the moment. And George Mann back on the field, having had a bit of a rest. And Wigan with a chance of another 6 tackles. And some of these players looking somewhat weary. It's been hard and it's been tough out there. And the stamina is going to tell in the last quarter of an hour. Wigan still persisting, coming on hard. Not seen a lot of Philip Clark recently. One that runs bad his fitness as Wigan bring it back inside. Crashing the way through, Connolly making a long run, keeping the ball moving. Bringing it into the centre, another big tall lad striding away. Wigan now 10 metres out. Putting their heads down, crashing to the Saints line. Metre or so short on the last tackle. Are we going to have a little ruse here? Switch of direction, a drop goal effort. And it's over. A fire ball, people. Puts a drop goal. And that levels the score. 9-all. I thought this would be the time for the drop-kick men. Wigan making it pay. One feels that Rapati took the wrong option. It was near to the post. He could have banged it over, decided to go for 6 and came away with nothing. So this game's still wide open. With the way both sides are playing, neither of them could get a try any time. Playing really entertaining, tense stuff, keeping it low, and it's sat up very nicely for Wigan. Nobody could comment on lack of effort by either side this afternoon. Both sides giving 110% effort and commitment. Mistakes have been made in this cold run. It's bound to happen. To Edwards. Edwards switching it back into the middle. Wigan playing it very, very close around to play the ball. Quick play the ball. Fire coming into the middle. Fire's feet go from under him. Fire managed to keep it going. Wigan driving forward relentlessly now. Keeping the ball moving. Clark keeping it going. Wigan turning and twisting, not dying with it. Still handing them off. Whipped inside to a Fire. Fire in the run looking for support. The Fire's still going. Lobs it out onto the wing. He's going to be brought back for an obstruction. And Wigan have opened the mouths, and that's another 10 yards. Very foolish.
Yes, it was clear crossing, John, there's no doubt about that. But the gap was there, a Fire. He thought he was going to get tackled. I think he thought, it was going to be bounced down, and he crossed in front there and Saints with the penalty. And as you said, a little bit of indiscipline, opening the mouth, and a further 10 yards for the Saints. From Wigan on a good attacking position, now they're forced to defend. 9 points each, very finely balanced. 8 points each last time, wasn't it, John? And Good Friday, and that paid to the Saints chances of lifting the title. Obviously, that 1 point. Even though it was very dubious about the hand of God in that drop goal, wasn't it, John? Good ball inside, Lyon linking up with his back line. George Mann back on. From the acting half-back position, looking for support, gets it away. Chris Joint. Shaw flicks it up. Saints locked it out. Oh, dearie me. Saints back, Wigan back in possession, but Tia Patty there with a lofted pass.
Letting Saints Wigan back into the game. And the referee giving Wigan a penalty for messing and mauling about having to play the ball. Letting Wigan off the hook there. The clean break came. And once again, Saints chose the wrong option. And Wigan, with the win, decided to going to take a tap penalty and run it out. Neither side happy with kicking for touch. Wigan team being forced across the field laterally, not coming hard and straight, and that's been played at the play the ball, and Wigan get it back, so it's back to 1. And a lot of more very untidy play going on with this kicking at the play the ball. Cowie decides he's going to come straight, and again bogged down round the play the ball. Dermot makes a gap. Wigan can't keep it moving as it falls away, almost up to the halfway line. Edwards done it to kick, didn't give it. Wigan make the break, but can't keep it moving, and they go down in the 5th tackle. Edwards lined up, hoists a high one, and straight into touch on the last tackle.
Yes, well, unlike Sean Edwards, but he made a right hash of that, didn't he, John? And it's on the 6th tackle, so say to restart from the centre spot. Well, the centre of the meter line there. Thought he was up to the halfway there, just getting carried away. It's with Dannett, inside ball to Dwyer. Long ball to Riley. Alan Hunt on the wing, and Riley slipped into the centre there. But Saints just missed the chance earlier with Tira Patty breaking through. He tried to loft the ball out, but it didn't go right. But Saints spread it now, and they can move it left. Cooper, Saints have an abundance. Oh, dear me. Well, that was sure as Robinson came in on Loughlin. It was the ferocity of the tackle that forced the ball forward. But it was forward, John. It went into touch, and it'll be head and feet to Wigan. But Saints, they're obviously trying to bury the play, but the last pass just going astray again.
Are Saints going to give a repeat performance that they gave against Leeds, throwing it away with wrong options? Wigan in possession, looking for support, but Saints forcing them down, burying man and ball. Out to Edwards, Edwards spreading it across the field. Mather can be taking them on, dragging them with him, 2 of them on his back. Inside from the 5, back onto a Fire running wide. That was nearly there. Panaper managed to hang it on. Wigan have let the ball go. The referee says it's come back as Wigan go. Making the break, Edwards is with him. Gets inside, Edwards is going to get caught. That was a great break by the Wigan half-backs. On the 10-metre line, Wigan turning it on now. As a Fire decides he's cutting through. He's turning, he's twisting, and he's held. His legs taken from under him, right in front of the post. Are we going to have another drop goal as it comes to Edwards? Edwards turns it inside, and the referee says it's fair.
Well, he picked that one up, John, but a brilliant break by Botica. But the pass to Edwards, he had forward and he didn't pick it up. It could have been critical, that, but as it happens, Wigan spread it in the centre, and he comes up with a forward pass there to Andy Platt, I think it was. Scrum down, Saints head and ball. But to Botica there, he put Saints under the cosh, didn't he? There's no danger about that. Saints have the possession, 9 points each, 15 minutes left of the game, tightly poised. Next score could be crucial, as we know. Dwyer a dummy half. Turns it into Beavers. George Mann makes good yardage, looking for support, always eager to slip the ball out, George Mann. And he's been out for about 3 months, George Mann. We must remember he was in a tremendous vein of form before he got injured the back end of last year. But the ball going to Shane Cooper, it was knocked forward. An unforced error by the Saints. It'll give feed. Sean Edwards comes in to Wigan as the scrum down form just outside the 20-metre area.
Little bit of raggedness, I feel, creeping into the Saints players. Wigan move it out. Botic holding it. Trying to batter the way through. Connolly coming hard onto it. Long pass, head down, force your way forward. Wigan relentlessly shoving forward a couple of yards of attack. Not moving on to that very well as Edwards takes it at the second attempt. And Wigan losing territory. Philip Clark decides he's going to have a run, and he's taking them with him. 5 very valuable yards gained. Wigan back trying to set themselves up again for a dilly drop. And once more they're going forward, turning inside, they're going for the line, and Wigan have scored. That finishes off Philip Clark seemed to have been very quietly, and suddenly the break came. He was well backed up, and Platt was there. Platt formerly with St Helens, and that could be the nail in Saint's coffin as Platt goes over by the side of the post to put Wigan 4 points in front, and an easy one for Boddicker. And the game had been getting very, very ragged, I thought, Rob.
Yes, I suppose it has, John, but a good break from Dermot there. You've always got to watch this man from acting half-back. Took it away there, Platt was supporting. It's either Platt or Edwards, isn't it? They're there and about. Platt took it, left of the sticks. It should be 6 points to Wigan, and it'll make it 15 points to 9, John, won't it?
And that means that Saints are going to have an uphill struggle, and they have indeed, as over it goes. Wigan pile on the other two. Martin Dermot, a real specialist from behind the play of the ball. He can cause a lot of distress to the opposition. He's so quick and so alert. Now, can Saints come back, or are Wigan going to say, what do we have? We hold, they dropped it. Referee says it's gone forward.
Well, he was facing his own post, John, but he dragged it forward. The decision was correct. Obviously, in my impartial opinion, John.
I didn't hazard an opinion. I don't call referees.
But Saints play it quickly, get it from the scrum. Loughlin, they've got to hit back immediately of the Saints. Connolly and Aitchison come over and complete the tackle. Saints now bring it midfield. George Mann bounces off the tacklers, releases the ball to David Lyon. Saints mustn't rush it, although it is essential that they score. 29 minutes of the second half gone. Oh, good run. Here's the ball, still loose. It's out to Hunt. Hunt, can he squeeze in? Oh, he's taken down. Excellent tackling there. But the ball's gone through. We're just out of our eyesight here, obviously. The ball was kicked through. It must have gone touch and goal off a Saints player, and Wigan will restart.
Wigan take the tap on their own 20-metre line. Robinson tucks it off his jumper. Wigan bunch very close together to bring this ball away. And it's head down and in, and Saints trying to pin Wigan there. Wigan held, quite after the referee going over to sort them out. See that tempers don't get lost. And both these sides are really fired up. Almost half an hour gone to fire, looking for support. Cowie, he's not going to get part with it. In fact, he's hardly breathing. He's having problems getting up. Wigan moving it out. Switch by Edwards. And Edwards can't get through, no way through from it. He goes down with it in the fifth tackle, so he's not there to take the tackle, and he's not getting up. He has been hurt earlier on. Ball's played, Wigan taking the kick. It's a high one, and Saints are under it.
Cassidy, it is what's lining up, John. The ball going into touch there from that kick. The scrum down with Saints' feed. Cassidy just been replaced earlier on by Palaper, and it looks as though he's lining up again.
I think they thought Edwards.
Scrum down, 10 metres from the Saints line. Martin will feed it. Riley comes infield, off his right wing position, looking to get through the first line of defence. He did so, but he's bounced down there. Aitchison and Cowie. Cowie just taking a knock. The Beavers throwing the ball out. Loughlin and Sullivan on his outside. He has to take the tackle of Connolly. Chris Joint straightens it up. Saints making forward progress. Tight Wigan defence. They're in the lead by 15 points to 9 with about 9 minutes left of the game. Alan Hunt now against the fire. He rounds a fire and Mather brings him down. Wants to play it quickly, but he's not happy with it. Pushes Mather off. George Mann gets the ball away. Saints got to spread it quickly. Beavers there. Out to Loughlin. Good tackling on the far side from Wigan. They move in quickly. They saw the problems there as Phil Clark came in and made the tackle. Rapati gets the kick underway and a fire is underneath it. He takes it now and he runs round. Saints follow him.
A fire, and his feet knocked from under him. Another yard there, and that could be the absolute danger. Wigan coming round the narrow side. Battering the way over the halfway line. Little dummy from behind to play the ball. Banniper taking it on.
Up there, but other than his Saints player hurt in that tackle. Edwards holding it, bringing it back into the middle. Ball's been dropped. Slide it through. Referee plays the advantage. As Saints take it away.
Yes, Cowie couldn't take it, and it's Tommy Martin that comes away with it. Sullivan going up the blind side, just as his ankle's tapped. He gets up, he drives again, makes a further 10 metres. 15 points to 9 to score, 7 minutes of the game left. Long ball to nobody there, but it's spread across. George Mann looking for the half gap. Well, he's lost possession, right in front of the referee. He was looking for support coming in, Dermot in there doing a bit of mauling, and the ball was knocked forward. Right on the halfway line, just about 15 metres in from the main stand side here, where we're ensconced this afternoon, John, and it's Wigan head and ball.
I feel a lot of tiredness creeping into the
play now. They've played extremely hard, these lads. Edwards has it. Edwards decides he's going to keep it. Philip Clark comes away from the scrum to acting half back. Clark to Botica to Mather. Not seen an awful lot of the ball this afternoon. It's been hard and tough out there. Wigan now playing it very safe as they drive forward. Happy to be in the Saints half, and they lose the ball as they go down.
Yes, Skerritt knocked it forward. He's not happy with it, but he'll have to lump it, won't he? And he's getting plenty of cheers from the popular side, Saints faithful, John. Only a little bit of friendly rivalry. Saints a restart. Just inside the Wigan half. Dwyer. Martin along the line. Puts out ball to Rapati, out to Alan Hunt. Just took a knock earlier, but Hunt drives again. Gives the dummy, but Mather brings him down. Botica was in close support there, along with the fire. Rounds Fevers. Banniper completes the tackle. Mather in there again. Just over 5 minutes left of this pulsating Easter time clash. Good Friday fixture. Loughlin turns it inside. Saints keep it going. Shane Cooper powering his way up to the line. 8 metres short. Wigan urged to get back on side. Saints have got to hit back with a try and a goal. Rapati out to Hunt. Hunt draws the defence in, turns the ball back inside. Riley tapped it up, does he? But no, it's gone into touch. Hunt took the man on, tried to vary the play. But it's just not coming up for the Saints. Hunt there holding his ribs. He did take a knock earlier. But it's head and ball to Saints. It must have come in off a Wigan player. That's what the touch judge has given. The referee there, well, the Wigan spectators in the Eddington stand, they don't like it. They're going to have to lump it. It's Saints feed, Tommy Martin. Out there, Rapati. Saints got to spread it. Good driving in. Mike Riley coming in off the wing. From acting half back to Rapati. Tremendous upper body strength. He drives again. He's brought down 5 metres short. It's all Saints. It's Dwyer. Tried to go on his own. Saints putting all the pressure on. Long ball, George Mann. Tries to draw the defence in, gives the dummy. Still going is George Mann. Had to hold on to the ball. Still 5 metres from the Wigan line. Andy Dannett coming through at pace. The ball's released to David Lyon. He couldn't take it. Lyon had come up there. Dannett bursting through, turned in the tackle, slipped it out, and David Lyon couldn't take it. 4 minutes now and counting, John, to the final hooter. Still 15 points to 9 in Wigan favour. But the defence holding firm there, Wigan.
The Wigan defence was
Absolutely magnificent. They were under tremendous pressure. They thought they got their own foot into the scrum, but it didn't come off. However, I think it's Wigan's feed this time, and I've no doubt it will be. Hang on to what you've got. Referee waving the down on as Wigan get the ball. right underneath their own post, 10 metres out. I don't think there's going to be any passing now. And there is Philip Clark getting valuable yards there as he brings it up to the 20-metre line. Wigan seem off that last little bit of danger. Can they hang on now? How long is it to go, Ron? 3 minutes. Wigan with a 6-point lead. And the ball stuck up the jumpers. Cowie with it. Cowie dragging them with him almost up to the halfway line, and that's 5 tackles gone. And they'll be looking for Edwards here to belt it down the field, and it's Edwards who gets it, and he hands it on. Wigan going to get caught, and the kick comes through now, but it's covered.
Yes, Aitchison gets it away. Riley's going to let it run dead, which he does. And so it's a restart with a tap from the centre of the 20-metre line. A bit of urgency must be creeping in now in the Saints ranks, with Mike Riley coming in off the wing berth. 2 minutes to the final hooter. Wigan in the lead by 6, 15 points to 9 the score. Been an excellent game. It's only that try from Andy Platt, 14 minutes from the full 80 minutes. He went over at short range after Dermot, but Saints spread it quickly. Loughlin coming over. Mather comes up, forces him down. Beavers now looking for space, gets it away to Joint. Joint drives it over, he brings Sullivan in. Sullivan up to the halfway line. Wigan urged to get back on side quickly as Dwyer takes it the blind side. Inside now, changes the variation. Rapati into space. Oh, it's knocked down by Wigan. That must be a knock-on. Good play from Rapati. Tried to swing it out to Alan Hunt, who's still holding his ribs there on Mike Riley, but it was knocked down by Dermot. Knocked it forward. Scrum down, Saints feed. Martin will feed it. Saints move it quickly. Alan Hunt, they must know the urgency. It's Loughlin. Lyon's in. Loughlin takes the tackle, gave the dummy. Lyon wants a quick play the ball. Now Saints throwing everything, all hands to the pumps. Nurse Cooper, he's and about everywhere now. It's with Riley. Can he round a fire? Well, a fire brings him down in the Wigan 20-metre area. Referee Smith wants Wigan back on side. George Mann leads the charge. Wigan their urge back again, but it's putting the cosh down. Long ball, Rapati. Good ball there. I think it is, the ball's gone to earth. It's knocked forward. Maybe it's too late, John. A tremendous amount of pressure by the Saints, but Wigan withstand the storm.
Well, Saints have certainly put up a grandstand finish here, and Wigan struggling, hanging on by the fingernails. Wigan to feed, 10 metres out in what could well be the last scrum of this kind of good hard game. Not spectacular. And the ball sealed up as Wigan drive in. Nerves must be like violin strings here as the ball played 10 metres out. Wigan hanging on. 6 points in front in this what's been a most entertaining derby. Coming up to the 20-metre line. Referee trying to keep Saints back. There's a very eager Wigan trying to make, and they do make a good clearing run from behind to play the ball. A fire as Edwards on his right. He's lost his boot. Lots of trouble. And it's Edwards who gets it. And Edwards puts a kick in behind the defence. Saints going back for it.
Yes, we've played a minute and a half on first stoppage time, John. As David Lyon lets the ball go dead. Saints will restart quickly, I'm sure, from the centre of the 20-metre line. Only an 80-metre special now. I remember Les Quirk scoring an 80-metre special here from a quick play out. We can hope, John, can't we? Well, there's the final hooter. But Wigan winning 15 points to 9, John.
Yes, it's been a great effort from both these sides, and Wigan will be glad to get back into winning ways. It took an almighty effort, and a lot of credit must go to Saints, but Wigan also deserve the plaudits after 2 defeats to come, and we play a St Helens team who played hard and played well, and so Wigan still with the hopes of the championship. So perhaps the next time we meet again, Ronnie, it could well be at Old Trafford when we will try to take back the Premiership offer.
Yes, well, let's hope so, John. Obviously, Wigan need the points to keep the pressure up at the top of the table, with Bradford up there and 4 points clear. Wigan just had 1 game in hand. Saints now with quite a run in after the Easter period, just as Wigan have with a backlog of games. But an entertaining game, as you say, John. 15 points to 9, the final score. All the scoring from Wigan in the second half, a Botica penalty goal and a fire drop goal, a Black try and then converted by Botica. Perhaps things and what should have been, John, as you said, maybe the wrong option when Saints could have took the penalty goal. They elected to run it. Yeah, they elected to go for the 6 points. Obviously, we'd have felt different about that if Saints had scored, but it was wrong at the time. But Wigan keep going on, John.
And we'll part the best of friends until we meet again, won't we, Ron?
Yes, that's true. So, obviously, it's myself, Ron Hoof, and John McDermott saying goodbye from Nosey Road. The first part of the Easter derby, with Wigan running out winners by 15 points to 9.